Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on me. O Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on me. The psalmist says, "How long, you people, shall my honor suffer shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies?" And then it says, Selah. Now, Selah is an unknown marker. Some people think it might mean a pause, or if there's a marking of a refrain or something like that. We don't really know. But I know that when I see Selah, I think of it as a holy pause, and I sometimes think of the words, let that sink in. So let that sink in, those first lines, and then the song moves forward. But know that the Lord has set apart the faithful for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Now, if you are from a Western country, you should not underestimate the powerful weight that shame has in an Eastern society. Now, of course, any society that has a shame, honor kind of dichotomy is going to have this same kind of weight. And it's not just in Eastern backgrounds of people. For instance, I was thinking about Katie Meyer. Katie Meyer, you may have heard, it was the goalkeeper at Stanford who had everything going for her. And then an accusation came to light. The goalkeeper's honor was at stake. And I don't know all the details, but I know that it was just too much for this college student to bear. And the loss of that goalkeeper, that captain of the team, reverberated at Stanford, within the soccer world, but also throughout all of the student body and all of those who thought about the kinds of pressures that students are under. Selah. Let her story sink in for a moment. And then the song moves us forward. But know that the Lord has set apart the faithful for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. And perhaps this means when we are most ashamed, to the point where it just feels intolerable. We may feel like Job sitting in that ash heap, that we must allow God to hold our honor for us. We can't hold our honor for ourselves. There is no failure. There is no shortcoming that God cannot pour grace upon and honor. Now remember that this psalm is traditionally written by King David, who had his best officer killed to cover up his shame of having adultery with his wife. There's a lot of pieces to David that are complicated, and yet God still loved him and set him apart and gave him room to come back. And if for David, so for us as well. Selah, let that sink in. The next time you feel that heat of shame or embarrassment, just take a pause, a Selah, and return to your ultimate source of honor, that God who does not judge you, but holds you, that God that holds grace for you, and that will hold things together until you are ready to start life again. I hope that you've enjoyed this moment with Mantu this week. I hope that will help you to feel a sense of honor, a sense of grounding for yourself, especially if there are some moments of pain or shame this week. And if it is helpful to you, please feel free to share this with someone else. Let people know about it. It's just a simple practice once a week for you to find a place to be with God for a few minutes. Thanks for joining me. God bless you. Amen. Step 1, take a pause. Step 2, let God be the source of your honor without judgment. Step 3, get help and support that is unconditional. Please remember to press like and follow so others might also find some grounding in Mondays with Mantu. See you next week.